Hello all you WyattzWorld junkies, it's Wyatt's dad back with a video. As I'm sure you're aware from Wyatt's most recent video, he's been going through a difficult time. I asked if I could go and do a video for him to kind of get things going and update you on Wyatt. Wyatt is doing much better, and a large thanks to all of you for the comments that were both caring and encouraging on that video. They meant a lot to Wyatt, and I want you to know they meant a lot to his mother and I. We read through them all, and we can't thank you enough for the encouragement that you provided. I asked if I could do a video to kind of get things going, and so Wyatt is allowing me to do the weekly picks. Remember to use Prize Picks and use WyattzWorld as a code. That's the bit of advertising that I'll give you. And as Wyatt would say, let's get into the video. Okay, for this video, I'm going to pick the weekly winners for week 17. I put the glasses on because I do have the games here. I can't remember them verbatim. I pick games at the workplace where I retired from, and I tried to get my overall statistics, but I believe I'm 178 and 62, which is 73, 74%. It's the best I've ever done. I've had a lot of luck this year in picking the games, so let's give it a whirl. So let's start with the Christmas Day games. We've got Kansas City at Pittsburgh. Kansas City, similar to Minnesota a couple of years ago, was winning a lot of games by one score, but a win's a win. I just think that Pittsburgh, they need this game more, so Mike Tomlin will find a way to win it. I like Pittsburgh by 3 in this, 23-20. They give Kansas City their second loss of the year. Second game is Baltimore at Houston. Houston, they lost the receiver, and they just seem kind of disappointed after that last game, which they should have been. I like Baltimore to go in there with Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson to run it right down their throat. I see Baltimore winning this game handily, 34-17. We have a Thursday game, Seattle Seahawks at the Chicago Bears. I certainly enjoyed that last game Seattle had where they went against the Vikings, and beautiful interception by Geno at the end there to kind of ice it away for the Vikings. The Seahawks have now lost to Green Bay, Minnesota, and Detroit. They're going to make it the quintetta. I think that's quintetta's right, 4. I think the Bears defense rises up in this one and shuts down Seattle. Then we go to our Sunday games. We've got Denver at Cincinnati. Kind of hard. Denver's defense is much better than Cincinnati's, but Cincinnati's quarterback is ranked maybe number 1 statistically against Bo Nix, who's somewhere in the teens. I just think better quarterback play, and the fact that they're in Cincinnati gives this game to Cincinnati. I like the Bengals in this one, 27-19. We've got Arizona visiting the Rams. Arizona doesn't have much to play for anymore. They look like a broken team in that last game. The Rams, now that they have all the receivers back, Higbee was even back along with Nakua and Kupp. I think they win this game. It's kind of a divisional game, so we'll keep it within 2 touchdowns. I like the Rams 24-10. Then we've got New England hosting the Chargers. New England right now has a second-round draft pick. I don't think they want to screw that up too much. Probably, maybe they like to get that number 1 pick, and I don't know if they can do that. But the Chargers going in there, look for Chargers to get the run game going. I like the Chargers 17-6, and New England maintains that second-round draft pick position. Then we've got Indianapolis at the New York Giants. Giants, they're pretty much given up, so at least so it seems when they're playing their games. They're next to last in run defense, and I think Jonathan Taylor just ran for over 200 yards in the last game. So I like Indianapolis, who has something to play for, to go in there and win this game 31-9. And Jonathan Taylor could set the single-game rushing record if the Giants aren't inspired to at least try and stop the run this week. And we've got Atlanta at Washington. Atlanta, your fans, I told you at the beginning of the year, Kirk Cousins, whereas he's serviceable, he's not going to get you where you want to go, and he kind of proved the point. He looks good in some games and pretty awful in other games. Now they got Penix in there, so it's the end of Kirk Cousins. Hearing they're going to cut him even after the season, so they're wasting money just as much in the same as the Vikings did, but we did manage to milk a few good years out of him. Atlanta in Washington, Penix against Daniels. I think the Washington defense is better. I like Washington in this one, 34-16. I think they give that rookie a good lesson with a few interceptions, and they make the best of it, and they guarantee their spot in the playoffs. And we've got the Jets at Buffalo. Old Aaron Rodgers against beat-up Josh Allen, but I think Josh Allen could have 2 broken hands and a broken elbow and still manage to beat the Jets. I like the Bills to win at this one at home, 34-16. Then we have the game that got flexed. Green Bay at Minnesota. All I'm telling you, Packer fans, is Minnesota is not New Orleans, so don't get too high and mighty off that big victory over powerful New Orleans, missing most of their key players. I like Minnesota to send Green Bay packing 31-23. Next game we have is Vegas at New Orleans. This is the Who Cares Bowl, because there really is no meaning to this game other than I think Vegas is 5th or 6th right now on draft picks. They probably don't want to screw that up. I like New Orleans to win this game in a thriller. Even though they don't have most of their starting players, they still got enough to beat Vegas. I like New Orleans 7-6. Then we have Carolina at Tampa Bay. Carolina's been playing some better ball defensively anyway, and they're coming on. Their quarterback might end up being their future yet. I mean, he's kind of a small guy, but he seems to play pretty well. Tampa has a lot to play for here. They defensively shut down Carolina 17-6. We've got Jacksonville hosting Tennessee. This is the draft pick bowl. I think Tennessee is currently number 4 in the picks, and Jacksonville is number 3. They really don't either team have anything to play for. You know, this is a tough game because there's nothing there. I just think Tennessee probably has got more than enough to stop Jacksonville. I like Tennessee 17-9. And we've got Dallas at Philadelphia. Good news, Cowboy fans. It sounds like if Dallas keeps playing well, that they'll sign Mike McCarthy to an extension. And wouldn't that be great? It'd be great for the rest of the NFL, especially the teams in that division. I definitely like Philadelphia to win this game, 27-16. Unfortunately, that's might be the end of Mike McCarthy. I predicted last year he was going to get the axe, but Jerry is a glutton for punishment, so maybe he keeps him around. Then we have Miami at Cleveland. This is another one where I guess Miami has something to play for, but Cleveland really doesn't. Cleveland has the 5th or 6th pick right now in the draft, so do they want to screw that up? I don't know. I think they do in this game. I think their defense finally puts their stuff together, takes Tua down a few times, and I like Cleveland in this game 27-13. And then the big Monday night game, Detroit Lions are at the San Francisco 49ers. Depending on what happens, if somehow Green Bay manages to beat the Vikings, then Detroit doesn't have as much to play for, and they could rest some players because they've got a lot of injuries. I think Detroit ends up winning this game 34-20. That's all the picks for this week. Again, I want to thank each and every one of you for all of your kind comments and words. They meant the world to us. I hope every one of you has a very Merry Christmas, and I will see you the next time.